My name is Holly Collins-Thompson, and today we're going to take a dance adventure. An adventure back in time to the beginnings of ballroom dancing. And I'm sticking with the ballroom dances. I'm not going to mention any of the Latin dances today, simply because this is ballroom dance day. So we're going to do ballroom dances. So if you go back in time, if you go all the way back to Antiquity, say if you think of, say, Hercules and Megara around 1200 BC, you have the first of your dances where gentlemen and ladies dance together. It's the Capomatina. It is done side by side. It's a circle dance. You dance it with a scarf held between the gentleman and the lady. If the lady wanted to dance with the gentleman, she'd go by with a scarf, or a gentleman would offer a scarf to a lady, and she could take it, and they could actually dance in the same circle at the same time. Because prior to that, at that period, your gentlemen and ladies all danced in separate circles, boys with boys and girls with girls. No boys and girls together, bad things happen. Okay? So, then you go to the Middle Ages. And do you know why the Middle Ages were called the Dark Ages? Laugh at me already. Because there were more nights. That's okay, a grown is as good as a giggle. So in the Middle Ages, you start having some more men and ladies dancing together. We have all these wonderful circle dances. One of your early circle dances being the Brawl d'Original dance to that highly scandalous song, Ding Dong Merrily on High. Which I could digress and tell you all about the history of that song too. But it was also known commonly as Toss the Duchess or Toss a Wench. The first dance in which a gentleman would lay his hands on the lady's, throw her up in the air, and then let her come down on the other side. There are endless dissertations about how to hold one's skirts down so that you would not show off your ankles. Ankles were considered terribly dirty to be showing off. So then we continue to go forward through your Middle Ages. We have Catherine de Medici, right? We know she's responsible for establishing the first dance schools. Well, she affects our dancing as well. She brought the Volta. She made it popular. She brought it from Italy up through France and into England, where Queen Elizabeth picked it up and made it her court dance. And this was another dance, or considered our early Viennese waltz, meaning to turn. It's another turning dance. And the big deal here was, once again, the guys get to put their hands on the girls. And they have this caper or leap where they would throw her in the air, right? Well, not throw her, but lift her up. Right? They do the little step, and then catch her, throw her up, and put her down, right? So it was a very fabulous dance, part of the Galliard, all kinds of fun things. So, and you can imagine if you were a magus, if you were a princess back in that time, let's say a popular princess like Pocahontas, who traveled back to Europe, would have done this dance. Or a Pavane, which was your processional dance, or the first dance done in churches and processions. And we know it today as our wedding march, right? This old medieval Renaissance dance lives today as our wedding march. Nobody knows why we do it. It's used to process in the church in Spain. That's where it was done. So then we continue to move forward. So not much happening. For the most part, it's all done side by side, simply holding hands. Once in a while, we get to touch a girl, right? Then at the end of 1690, going into 1700s, we have this wicked sheep herdress. Okay, we got the little shepherdess out there. And she's running around in the mountains, and she makes up this cool little dance, right? And it's called the Landler, right? This wonderful German folk, German-Austrian folk dance, right? And we know it from the Sound of Music nowadays, but that's not exactly how they did it. That's actually a compilation of 4 different kinds of folk dance put together, the Landler they do in Sound of Music. So, cool research there. So the Landler then is this wonderful little turning dance, but it doesn't take off right away in 1690, and it's terribly dirty because you got a boy and a girl together, and they're not only are they holding hands, they are doing terribly, terribly dirty things. It's evil. You can place one hand around the middle and the other up at the top, and they can talk to each other without a chaperone present. It's really terrible stuff. So they're skipping and hopping, and they got their little runs going, and they got what looks like a fleckerole to us nowadays, right? They've got these wonderful running and turning steps. Well, then the unheard of happens. Hobnail shoes fall out of popularity, okay? And these were shoes with a very slick bottom. There's all these nails in the bottom to keep the shoe soles from wearing out. And so they were too slick to dance in, so you wouldn't travel very much, okay? Folk dancers, you're not going to travel very much anyway. So hobnail shoes are now no longer popular. We have the French Revolution, right? We don't want any of those stupid Baroque dances. We don't want those minuets. They're now passé, right? So we don't want minuets. We don't want allemands. We want to have dances for the common people. Mozart is out there writing, what does he write? Landlers. Oh my gosh, Mozart writes Landlers because he's the composer for the common person. So this Landler starts to take off. It starts to get some roots. On top of that, we've got nice soft shoes like we wear today. These leather-soled shoes are now becoming popular. You have smoother floors are coming into popularity, right? Now, oh, well, that's not such an abrasive floor. It's not like dancing on cobblestones. I don't recommend it. Done it, don't do it. Not real exciting. So you have all that happening. Then you have un cosa rara by solera. Anyway, so we have this gorgeous opera. And they go, cool, man, let's put a Landler in this opera. So they put it on stage. And what happens when you put anything on stage? Up there with banning anything. It becomes popular, exactly.